Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. And in today's episode, so I wanted to talk on this because I think based off of past and previous episodes, I've had my fair share experiences with stuff like this. And it's pretty much like when somebody chooses another person over you and what to do in that situation. What to do if somebody chooses another person over you. And it could be from family, it could be from friends, relationships, employers, bosses, whatever it is. Like, you're going to deal with something like that in your life at some point in time. And there might be a day where it's not as bad. And then there's going to be a day when it's like one of the worst things that you can possibly experience as a human being. And, no, it sucks. Like, you know, because I feel like, to place out the situation that everybody can relate to, you put your all into whatever you are chasing after for, right? You put your all into it. You do some just out of this world stuff. You go above and beyond. Like, you are sacrificing, days for your life, for, whatever it is, just to be let down. Just to have it where, that individual or thing or whatever it is chooses somebody else over you. And it sucks. Like, 100% it sucks. I've talked on this numerous times, like, my past experiences. And the best way to deal with it is, I feel like it's a sign that you need to focus on yourself more, or this person ain't good for you. It's one of those two things. It might be some more stuff to it, but I feel like those are the two things that will run through your mind the most. And also, but I feel like another thing that is going to run through your mind is what's wrong with you. And just to say right now, nothing is wrong with you. It ain't even up for a discussion or an argument. Like, there is nothing wrong with you. Like, if the person is like, because it's with me, there was a time where it was because of the color of my skin. I have literally no control over that. So even if it's something that I did have control over, let's say if it was a situation where the girl was all like, oh, you're too, like, I'm a skinny person. So let's say she's like, oh, you're too skinny for me and stuff. I'm not going to start hitting the gym for her. I'm going to start hitting the gym for myself. And I'm all like, fam, I can't help it. That is genetics. My mom was skinny. My dad was skinny. That's just how my family operates. Give me about 10, 20 years. I might have some weight on me. But I'm saying, like, nah. And then even then, if it's a situation where that individual is all like, oh, I'm going against my word. Like, I actually, I meant to choose you. Like, no, I feel like that when stuff like that goes down, like, the damage has been done, and I feel like that even, you have that choice on whether you want to be, in whatever it is, like, but if, I feel like that it is, like, hurtful. So that's why, like, a part of me is like, I personally, like, especially if it was a girl that was all like, she was talking about the color of my skin, I'm like, I have no control over that. And something like that, it's like, I don't think, you would think, like, her out of all people, like, her being a person of color, she would overall understand. And it's like, bruh, like, it is hard out here for people already of color. And it's like, you got it where it's like, you're turning a person down because of their color. Nah, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy to think, like, people think along those lines. But, hey, like, at the end of the day, it's their loss. Like, that's how you gotta view it. It's like, it's their loss. If they choose somebody else over you, it is their loss. At the end of the day, and I wish, somebody would tell me stuff like this, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't lose sleep over it. Like, if it's hard for you to sleep, just go to sleep. This, because me, I'm like the best way, not even so much to like, not even a fear, but the best way to like fight your battles is to fight them. Like, so fight yourself on going to sleep, fight yourself on, chasing other dreams in your life, like, or other aspects of your life, whatever it is. But don't, I guess, just don't like fall under, or think that you're not good enough. Like that's one thing I try to like tell people a lot. To like overall kind of like give them like a self love, and I think that's overall. What this episode is, trying to be, until I get sidetracked and start talking about a bunch of random stuff. But no, like, I try to like tell people, to always care about yourself. Like, it don't matter what other people think about you or what they say about you, whatever, always you should like look after yourself, or just, think highly of yourself. Don't look at yourself as like a king or a god, but just see yourself as a high figure. Like, it's because I feel like a lot of people, they don't do that. Like, I talk with people like that on the regular, where it's like they just talk badly about themselves, and it's like, fam, like, I don't know why you're coming to me telling me this, because I'm going to say the complete opposite. I'm like, I don't care what you think about yourself. How, in overall, how I talk to people is how I want, I guess, like, somebody to talk to me. But I'm like, no, look, see yourself, see highly of yourself. Do not look at yourself where it's all like, oh, because there's one person, either millions upon millions, probably a billion, however many people are on this earth, like, you're thinking about that one particular person. And yeah, there's a person, you might build a relationship with, you might build a friendship with them, whatever it is. They choose somebody else over you. Like I said, that is their loss. But because, and the thing is like, and if they say, they chose somebody else over you because of your appearance, because of how you act, because of who you are, because of whatever reason. And it's like, if it's stuff that you ain't got no control over, you should never lose any sleep over that person. That person is just wired differently. At the end of the day, you know who you are. You've accepted yourself for however long. So why all of a sudden now, when you've reached this point in time in your life where now you're dealing with some like catastrophic and things like, in your life, and now all of a sudden you don't like, and I guess like probably one of the main reasons because, we don't go around thinking of our, about ourselves. We just going around just enjoying the moment. That's how you got to be living life. Prior before you met that person, prior before you met the group, prior before whatever it is, or whoever, you're placing in the example that I'm like talking on and stuff. But you just got to live the life that you was living prior before. Because I'm like, the life that you're living now, where you have it where this person is like occupying your mind 24/7, that's not a good mindset to have. Especially if they don't want nothing to do with you. That is not a good mindset to have. It's like, that's why it's like, it's like one of the easiest things to say to a person, but it's one of the hardest things to do. But you got to move on. You have, like, it gets to a point where you have no other choice. You're backed up in a corner, so only thing that you can do is move on. That's it. And it's like, if you can't do that, then you either need to seek out help, a therapist. I try to be a therapist when I do these podcast episodes and things. I try to like, talk with people, even if I'm like not actually talking with them, but I try to like give them, some like motivational haymakers and things, and, just tell them just how it is, and, overall how like life is and things. But it's like, and then that's another thing where it's like, you gotta understand that you may think that it's all over, like you may think that, right? That it's all over, that, because of this one particular person, they don't want nothing to do with me and stuff. They choosing others over me. And that's the thing where it's all like, I feel like that's a part of you, like looking at yourself as a high figure and stuff. You're not a high figure. Obviously, whoever they chose over you might have done something for them that you can't do. Should you change your life? No, you shouldn't change your life. You change your life on your own terms. You change your life because you want to change your life. Don't change because, or try to be like that person. Because I'm saying if that would have been me, I'm like, I wouldn't. There would be at times where I would look at myself and, if I was doing that, like trying to be like other people, I know that there would be times I would look at myself in the mirror and would not be able to recognize who I am. And that's one thing that I can say about myself is that when I look in the mirror, I always see myself. I see the same person that I was when I was a kid. I see the same person I was. And I guess like, that's why like a part of me is, just able to enjoy, just life. Like, I might have my struggles, I might have my battles, but then a part of me is just all like, hey, you know what? I'm able to enjoy my life. I'm able to, just live it and make the best out of it. Be able to motivate people, be able to help out people, be able to, that was like one thing, to kind of get off topic and things, but it's like to, see how much I do help people. It was the other day and I was all like, dang, like, I guess like, I can't like look at myself like that, but no, it was funny because it was one of my friends, I was in her stream and she said I was like the Oprah Winfrey of Twitch. I'm like, hey, you know what? That is honestly one of the best compliments I've gotten in my whole life. Like, nah, like I should tell that friend that because I'm like, nah, that was honestly one of the best comments I had to say I've gotten in a long time. Like it's crazy. It's crazy to like sit down and think like how many people I have helped out, and I'm all like, and that's just because I'm like, I'm not going to stop being myself because somebody else, don't like it. If they don't like the fact that I'm a, social person and I like to talk around and help out people and stuff, I'm like, hey, then so be it. I'm not gonna like ever stop that. I'll find other ways around it if I ever cross that bridge. But I'm like, my thing is this. I'm still gonna like, I don't know what the situation is, and I feel like it's better to not know why a person doesn't want nothing to do with you. Because I feel like if they do overall tell you, then I feel like you're just gonna have an unnecessary amount of anger in you that doesn't even need to be there. Because I'm like, going back to the situation I was in high school and the girl was all like, she didn't want to be with me because I was black. And I was like, I had all this anger in me for the longest. And I was like, why am I carrying on like this? Like at the end of the day, and it doesn't mean, and the crazy thing is that I went back and I talked with that person. It was years after that situation. I went back and I talked with that person because I'm like, I'm not going to go through my whole life hating a person, having a grudge towards a person, being like, if that's how they think, that's how they think. At the end of the day, it's either they're going to live with that for the rest of their life, and who knows, maybe that girl is, or maybe she's dealing with some stuff that's equally bad. And I think, last time I talked with her, she was having some relationship issues. And I'm like, man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I wish I could, help. And then a part of me is all like, I want to kind of like bring up and be like, hey, remember what you said? I'm like, yeah, karma. But I'm like, I'm not going to be that person, because my thing is like, I've gotten older. I'm much more, I probably if I had been in high school, I probably would have said some stuff like that. But as I get older, as I become more of an adult, I'm like, hey, look, whatever you dealing with, that's on you. You got to figure out how to get up out that situation. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you look to me for help, I'm going to be as real as I possibly can with you. And I'm going to tell you some things that might hurt your feelings. Or it might, be that punch in the face that it's like, I'm not saying I'm going to punch anybody in the face, but, just examples, just the terminology that I'm using and stuff. I'm not going to be physically violent towards anybody, but I'm just saying that's just that hit that person needs to just be like, oh, wow, dang. Like, I didn't realize like that, like then it's like everything just kind of like lines up perfectly. And then they realize like the domino effect that was happening and stuff like, oh, so that's why all that stuff was happening and things. Okay, now it makes sense. So anyways, it's like always know that if somebody, and then that's another thing where it's like, but like I was saying, like always know if somebody chooses another person over you, it's like let them live with that. You go get your sleep, go get your rest, go chase your dreams, go travel, go on, hikes, do whatever you can to just make yourself happy and things. But what was I gonna say? I was getting ready to say something. Dang, man. I hate when I do that. I hate when I'm about to say some real stuff and I forget the whole thing. And I'm like, dang, man. It's like it's a cliffhanger, but you actually go off the cliff. Like it ain't even like hanging. You just straight up just fall and it's gone into some abyss and you don't even know where it's at and things. Dang, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Man, that's messed up. But anyways, but yeah, that's life. Like at the end of the, I guess if I can like improvise and just say something else though, it's like I know people are like, is it hard to deal with things like that? It is. I deal with that on a regular, bro. I've been dealing with stuff like that since I was a kid. I've always had it where it was like friends that I grew up with, girls that I liked, family, whoever it was, where it always was something else being chosen over me. And then it's, you sit there and you're questioning it. And I'm all like, my thing is like, you get to a point in time where you just don't want to ask questions anymore. It's like, hey, if that's what that person wants to do, so be it. I'm gonna go take me a nap. So that's how you just gotta live life. Don't even be questioning things. Go take a nap. So, moral of the story, naps are needed, okay? Drink your water, go take naps, live your life, have fun, all right? So, but anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 or 45 YouTube channels. I need to count up my channels because I honestly don't remember how many channels I have. Make sure you follow... Well, it's like hearing some noises outside. But anyways, make sure you follow me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss, and it will knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.